Once you've plucked up the courage to leave your starting peninsula and head into the ocean biome in Valheim, you might chance upon one of these bizarre floating islands. On closer inspection, these islands are pretty odd. You can't build on them, or cut down the few trees on their surface, and if you happen to peer below the water, particularly at night, you'll find some eerie, glowing eyes staring back at you. These islands are actually creatures called Leviathan, and are likely based off the many medieval and Nordic legends of large whales or turtles covered in rocks or trees. These creatures would entice sailors with their island appearance before sinking into the ocean depths and drowning them. But not to worry, the Leviathan in Valheim are passive creatures, and like other passive creatures in the game, are the source of an important crafting material. But in this case, it's not the Leviathan that you'll be plundering, but the Abyssal Barnacles on its back. Each one of these Leviathan has 21 barnacles on its back, with each barnacle providing you with between 3 and 4 chitin. This chitin is a crafting resource that can be used to make an impressive early game weapon, the Abyssal Razor, and a handy utility spear, the Abyssal Harpoon, which will help you obtain another new crafting material. Leviathan can only be found in the ocean biome, in waters deeper than 30 meters. Unlike all the other non-boss creatures in the game, all of the Leviathan in your world are spawned when the world seed is generated. These Leviathan will not move, so if you see one, it's well worth marking it on your map to come back to later when you need more chitin. Each 64 by 64 meter zone of full ocean has a 1% chance of generating a Leviathan, making them relatively rare, but if you're lucky, you may find several in close vicinity to each other. Once you've found a Leviathan, you'll want to dock your boat close to it, but not so close that it will hit against the side of the creature. If you have the smaller carved boat, which only has one ladder, you may want to dock it with the ladder facing closest to the Leviathan. This will facilitate a quick escape, which could prove to be important. To get the chitin inside the Abyssal Barnacles, you have to break them open. Each of these barnacles has 40 health points, but can only be damaged using a pickaxe. This means in order to harvest chitin, you will have to have defeated the first boss and obtained the antler pickaxe. Using the bronze or iron pickaxe and having a higher pickaxe skill level will increase the damage you do per hit, and therefore break the barnacles quicker. This will also prove to be important. Every time you hit one of the barnacles with your pickaxe, there is a 10% chance that you will trigger the Leviathan to begin its submersion event. If you're unlucky, you might only be able to get 1 or 2 hits in before this event is triggered, but if Odin wills it, you could get dozens. You'll know the submersion event has been triggered when you hear this screech. This first screech acts as a warning that within a minute the Leviathan will be completely submerged, but for now you're fine to keep mining away at the barnacles. 20 seconds after the first screech, you'll hear a second screech, and the Leviathan will begin to shake violently. This second screech means that you only have 10 seconds before the Leviathan starts to submerge. You can still continue to mine at this point, but if you're close to the edge, you'll probably slide off into the water. As the Leviathan gets closer to submerging, you'll want to be paying more close attention to your stamina levels, particularly as both using your pickaxe and running around the Leviathan frantically will drain your stamina. Crucially, you need to allow enough stamina to jump onto your boat, or failing that, swim back to your boat. If you run out of stamina while in the water, you will start to drown. Drowning does 5% of your max health in damage per second, so assuming you're already at full health, it will take 20 seconds to drown. You can easily make sure that you survive these encounters by eating high stamina foods, such as honey or bread, or by taking a stamina potion. Making sure that you aren't wet, and that you have the rested effect, will also significantly increase your stamina and health regeneration. This extra stamina will also enable you to mine more barnacles before having to rest or recharge. Once the Leviathan is submerged, it won't respawn, so if you've cleared a local sea area, you'll have to venture further afield to find more. The fact that these Leviathan don't respawn also means that chitin is technically a finite resource. But don't worry, your world seed will have many times the Leviathan you will need to craft and fully upgrade the Abyssal weapons. To craft the Abyssal Razor, you will need 4 fine wood, 2 leather straps, and 20 chitin. To fully upgrade the weapon to level 4, you will need a further 60 chitin. The Abyssal Razor is the third best knife in the game, outperformed only by the silver and black metal knife, both of which are pretty late game items. Considering you can obtain all of the materials required to craft the Abyssal Razor before even defeating the second boss, this weapon is a great choice if you want to take advantage of the 6 times backstab bonus that knives in the game have. To craft the Abyssal Harpoon, you will need 8 fine wood, 3 leather scraps, and 30 chitin. This item cannot be upgraded, and unlike the Abyssal Razor, doesn't do much damage. Instead, the Abyssal Harpoon is a tool used for latching onto and dragging around many of Valheim's non-boss creatures, as well as your fellow Vikings. This function can be particularly handy if you need to relocate some of your tamed animals into a new enclosure. The Abyssal Harpoon is also crucial to getting the rather impressive Serpent trophy, and also the crafting material, Serpent Scales, which you can use to make the Serpent Scale Shield. Both the scales and the trophy are serpent drops that will sink out of reach in deep water. By first dragging the serpent onto land with the harpoon, you'll be able to obtain both of these items when they're dropped. And that's about all there is to the Leviathan and Abyssal weapons in Valheim. Please leave a like and comment if you enjoyed the video, and subscribe if you want to see other Valheim guides like this in the future. Until then, have a great day.